Hello, rock stars. Welcome to In the Pit. I'm your host, Rick. And are you ready for another exciting episode? This is going to be a great one. This is part 2 because we started the first one last week. Let's invite to the therapy session, Mr. John Dees. How many rock, dude? Okay, for all you watching, you see this rock star shows up. He doesn't lean forward. No, he's kicked back. He's got his coffee. Who knows what's in that real coffee? How are you, John? I hope you're doing well, my friend.
I'm great, guys. How are y'all today?
Man, we are doing phenomenal. We are up and breathing and sober-ish.
Never start getting the other way.
Oh, you know how? Okay, you see all my posts. I post tequila because I happen to love tequila. I'm a tequila guy. I am amazed at how many people send me things on tequila now. Like, I think I'm going to start a tequila hotline. I'm just saying. Oh my God. I see a couple axes next to you. Have you been practicing again? Is it for a video that you just did?
No, this is yesterday I was actually in a studio laying down isolated tracks for an upcoming promo video that we're fixing to kick off.
Nice.
And I've never actually been never actually been in an actual studio. I've been in a studio behind a board watching an engineer work. But I've never actually been on the other side, being the artist, where they make you do, okay, we're going to start at 58 seconds into the song and you're going to play to 1:27. Huh? What? Yeah. And then you got to do it 50 times to get the right track. You got to switch guitars, switch amps. So these here, just this morning, I was just getting different neck profiles under my fingers. That's why you see this.
So go back. Oh my God, here we go. Go back 25 years or more.
Yeah.
When I started recording, we weren't doing it digitally. We still were analog. We had 2-inch tape. Okay. And when you punched in and out, you'd watch him punch it on and punch it out. Like it wasn't cut, paste, drag, stretch. Oh, hell no. So as a drummer, it really, you had to catch your stuff in one take as close as possible. I mean, you can do punch in and punch out, but it wasn't like it is nowadays. And if you had a kick drum or a snare beat that was just slightly off, now they just cut and they drag it back a little. All's fixed. Oh no, we had to re-record that crap. So, dude, you're missing the fun stuff. I mean, it taught you when you go in the studio. It taught you to you did your homework. You were ready for studio time. It was work. Like now, it's like play one note, jung. Okay, now play the next one, jung, and you could piece the whole freaking song together and not really ever play the damn thing.
Well, we didn't do that, but I've only been doing this a little while compared to you cats. And I've never been recorded playing isolated. It's always been with my band. Or if it was isolated, it would be a whole track.
Yeah.
No, 58, come in at 58 seconds and no click tracks, no nothing. Just you got to be right there, bam. And to me, I'm not a drummer. I don't have a metronome necessarily in my head. I've never actually played to a metronome ever.
We know.
But it was not as easy as people think. I mean, first timer, of course, yeah, but it was a lot of fun and great experience. So
did you really love it?
Absolutely, I did.
So just so you know, it's like a drug. It is addictive. You're like, can I just live in the studio?
I asked the guy, for your dogs and your chickens. The guy had chickens back. I'll take care. I'll trim your trees because that's what I do. I'll trim your trees for free and just let me ride your ATV 4-wheeler on your 10 acres out here.
Wait a second. What kind of recording studio has dogs and chickens?
I can't tell you. That's a whole.
Are you saying if you told me you'd have to kill me?
No, I'm not. That'd be a tequila night that we'd have to share together. And
I mean. I'm glad you had a good experience though, man. That's always, studio time is always incredible. And you will yearn to get in there more because of what you learn. Once you come out of the studio, you hear things, you're like, oh, idea. I want to go back in. So I'm looking forward to seeing the promo, man.
I will tell you, it reveals a lot about your playing. I'm admittedly, I'm the sloppiest guitar player in the Metroplex. I mean, I'm sloppy as hell. But the projects that I do kind of almost lend itself to that sloppy right hand, but when you hear yourself punched in and punched out, as you were calling it, and it's like I don't like that. Let me pull this Paul Reed Smith guitar. Let me get that Les Paul. I switched guitars and amp shifts. I blew up an amp. I blew a guy's Marshall JCM 2000 yesterday. I blew the distortion channel out of an amp. And I wore earplugs. First time in 3 years I've ever worn earplugs. It was
the
loud.
in-ears?
Huh?
In-ears?
No. We were doing it live, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
In 2,000 100-watt head yesterday. That was not good.
Oh, that's the cost of recording.
Don't tell me I can use an amp if I can't abuse it.
Oh my Lord, that's funny, man. Well, good God. So there, you know what? We've got so much that we want to talk about. If I don't dive into it, we'll be here 5 hours later, and you'll be like, they haven't even talked about anything other than Rick's vacation. Which, by the way, for those of you that, I just want to rub it in that I got some sun.
Yeah, you guys forgot me again, and everybody. Everybody saw everybody's comments. Everybody's like, "What about me? What about me?" You know.
I sent the invites out. Did you not get it? Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That was in my dreams. My bad.
It was my dream.
I dreamed that I invited everybody. No, this is a private one, man. It was just Amy and I. It was our 24th wedding anniversary, and this is a private cruise for just she and I.
Get lucky.
A gentleman doesn't tell.
Well, you're not a gentleman, so you better feel your gut.
I'm still not going to tell because my wife will beat my ass. I'm just saying. Actually, Amy never watches the show, so but she'll hear me like on the other side of the house and probably come running in here. Yeah, all of a sudden that'd be great, like Jerry Springer footage, though. I'm just so let's dive into, man. I'm going to be a little bit controversial today. I want to ask you some very pointed questions, if I may.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, right.
I already know you're going to be like, go ahead, Rick. You guys, so Rocket Queen DFW, you guys have been around now for a couple of years, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And recently, and I'm sorry, I'm like a drama. I read the Inquirer. You had a little shakeup, just a little shakeup, and there was some parting of ways. You want to talk about the story and kind of throw your point of view out there? What happened? Because I was a little confused. I didn't realize, because there pops up another band. It's got the exact same name as Rocket Queen. I'm like, wait a second. I didn't know the difference. So do you want to tell me the story?
So yeah, just like with any other art project, when you have creative minds and you work together very closely and sometimes under the gun, under timelines or whatever, there'd be pressure or whatever. And sometimes there has to be changes made for the better of the project. And quite honestly, that's kind of what we had. We were doing a fair amount of shows, and most of them were out of town. Some of them were out of state even. And we were having some problems with some of the membership within the band that wasn't, they weren't respecting each other's time. There was a few little untruths that were told inside of that to each other that kind of hampered the project. And I run any project I'm in. I run it like a business.
It is a business.
I've been a business owner for 23 years. I'm still in business. Still broke, but I'm still in business.
The broke part is because you go to the casino. Just so we're all real clear.
Well, guys, extremely well. About double what national average is for my industry.
Yep.
Because I want to keep them close and keep them sharp and keep them hungry and keep them good.
Yep.
But just like in a regular business, a band, you got to practice, you got to rehearse, you got to stay sharp, you got to stay focused, you got to stay true to the project. And we just had some, stuff inside of that wasn't, it wasn't good.
Okay.
It wasn't conducive to growing our brand, which is what the original vision was, is to do something that was good, for not only the DFW scene here, but, the entire country. As everyone out there knows, I've only been doing this a few years, and my goal is to play as many venues across the country, quite honestly, across the world, that I can.
Yep.
And if that's going to be the case, that's going to take a lot of, it's going to take a lot of work from me and from everyone else in the project.
Yep.
And we just had some stuff that was not good. It was hampering us, and so we had to make a change. And in an overview type format, that's exactly what happened. But I retain the name Rocket Queen DFW. I have a patent, a trademark, federal trademark, on the name Rocket Queen, period. as it pertains to live performances and band performances. I actually own that trademark.
So was it just a slight oversight, like, or miscommunication? Because all of a sudden there's two bands with almost identical names.
Okay, so poke the bear, Rick. Poke the bear.
I'm sorry. I'm because I was confused, and I'm a pretty savvy guy, and I'm looking at it and going, I didn't know.
Right. So, yeah, let me address that, because that kind of needs to be clarified for everybody. So I started Rocket Queen, and it started out just being Rocket Queen. It was not Rocket Queen DFW at the beginning, because there was no conflict anywhere else in the country that we knew of that we were going to be in conflict with. We just started out as Rocket Queen.
Okay.
It was a whole different band than this previous band that you're asking me about.
Okay.
And then when I found out there was another band in California, and then there's one somewhere in the Mideast, or the Midwest, that was called Rocket Queen, I said, okay, we're going to change it to Rocket Queen DFW, because we want to, number one, we want to represent the local scene here.
Yep. And
we don't want to have a problem with using their name, because they were already established band, and they weren't active, but they still had the name on Facebook. And,
yeah.
And when I bought the name from GoDaddy, they made no mention of that. So it was not an active product.
Okay.
But I said, just being cool, hey, let's just change to Rock Queen DFW. So we did that.
Makes sense.
So then we let go a few of the first members of the original band. That project wasn't working. And then we brought in a couple other members, and then they brought in a couple other members. And so we had what people refer to as Rocket Queen DFW, which is the last band that you're asking me about.
Yeah.
And when we broke up, we had a band meeting. Well, the breakup actually happened while we were on the road. We were in South Texas, playing a couple shows down there, one in New Braunfels and one in Austin. And
nice.
Nice show, New Braunfels. We almost didn't get to play because one of our bandmates was 3 hours late, and we had signed contracts with the venues.
Okay.
And we were about to get kicked out. We were headlining the show, obviously, and the opening bands went on. They played, and here we were, and we didn't have a fifth band member, and so we almost got kicked out before he went on stage.
Okay.
We played the show finally.
Nice.
We had a great show. I thought it was an outdoor venue, great show.
Nice.
And then, but we had been driving all day to get down there. It was a 5.5 hour drive from the Metroplex down where we played, and then, we'd been there. I was there 5 hours early before sound check. So we're drinking, a little bit and having a little smoke here and there, whatever. And so we did the show, but there was some tension, there was tension, and we had a meeting that night, and that's when everything really got blown up. The whole band just, and it was mainly me. I was blowing up at the band basically. So, hey, we won't blame anybody about the breakup. Blame me, because
blame it on the alcohol.
Well, I told the guys, look, tonight's not the night for a meeting. I didn't call the meeting. I didn't want to be part of that meeting. Tonight's not the night, guys. Trust me. Tonight is not the night. You don't want me in the same room with you tonight. We had a great show. Let's play tomorrow night. When we get back to Dallas, we'll talk about it. We'll make some changes. Yeah. Well, they insisted to have a band meeting. I went in there begrudgingly. I went in there, and things got heated. I basically told two of the members that, you're on your way out. Basically, I had enough. We had talks within the band about these two particular members, and they all agreed that we need to make some sort of change. And so I just let them have it. And I got one guy's face. He told me to F off. We're having a band meeting. He told me to F off. So I jumped up off the couch, and I jumped right in his face, and I said, "Say that again." Ooh. So that's to the point where it went. I'm telling you guys this because everyone needs to know the truth of what happened. The truth of the matter is that these guys were unprofessional. Two of the people, not all, two of the five members were very unprofessional, chronically late, not bringing all of their work materials to work with them. Great players, great musicians. I mean, they did their jobs. Once you get them on stage, hey, no problems. I was very honored to play with those guys. And by the way, just for the record, I still love these guys. Okay. I don't, this stuff happened back in October. Okay. Yeah. So all of this water's way under the bridge. we're telling you this story today so that everybody kind of knows what happened. So we went ahead and played. So everybody was pissed off at each other that Friday night. Saturday, we still had to travel. We had to go up to Austin, which is about an hour and a half from where we were, to play a show Saturday night.
Yep.
And everybody was on time for that. We headlined that show as well. Great show, phenomenal show. But you could tell it was the beginning of the end. You know, it was, and you just know when that time is. You know, it's like
been there.
Together. We played 30 some odd shows last year. Half of them were on the road, and we had enough of each other, I think. So we get back home to DFW, and we agreed that there needed to be a band meeting at a neutral location. We need to talk things out.
Smart.
We did that at a local venue. I'm not gonna mention there. We had the band meeting. Everybody showed up except one of the chronically late people. That person did not show up, and I knew right then and there what the deal was.
Okay.
Crux of the meeting is that all 4 members decided they didn't want to work with me anymore. I'm too much of a dictator. I'm too harsh. I'm too critical. Asshole. I'm hard.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't want to be in a band with me because I have expectations.
Yeah.
If I am setting aside my time for you, I expect you to be on time. I expect you to be prepared. I expect you to be professional. You know, it's a respect thing. So if you got called an asshole, if you were a pain in the ass, I'm going to tell you, as a drummer and as a guy who's done this for 32 years, yeah, I'm going to be a bit of a dick. And when I get to the point that I stop talking to you, the show's already over, man. We need to go separate ways. And I've left bands. I've given bands my notice. So I know completely what you're talking about, but you can't say if they don't want to play with you. My question would be, are you not taking this serious? Because this is a business, show business. You see that last part there? Business. It is a business. Yes, it's supposed to be fun. It is artistic and creative. This is show business. Treat it like be a professional.
So yes, absolutely. And again, I have to say this again. It was 2 members and 2 members only that really, in my mind, as the band manager, were sinking the ship for us.
Oh, that's sad.
Everybody knows my past. We had a singer in my very first band that I was invited to be a part of back then.
I remember.
Singer, not to mention names.
Nope.
He was getting us kicked out of venues. We had a Friday night show at House of Blues. Got kicked.
I was there.
You were there.
I was there. I remember that night.
People were telling me at that point, get out of that band. And then the next night we played Fat Daddy's Mansfield, and we got asked never to come back there by the promoter, not the promoter, for unprofessional behavior from our lead singer. Yeah. So I already knew what to look for. Now you drag that forward a year and a half and 2 different iterations of Rocket Queen. So we had the meeting at this undisclosed location. Yep. And they just basically, they were all like, man, we love you, dude, but we can't work with you. You know, you're our brother.
That's fair.
It's just not working for us. I mean, the music's great. The times are great when we're on the stage, but dude, you're too harsh. And so I already kind of knew that that's the angle they were going to go. What I did not know was that they were going to try to take my band from me.
So that's where I guess I got confused, because it's still your band.
Yes.
So, I mean, was there a conversation like,
yes.
Hey, go ahead, let me use the name?
Yeah, let me tell you exactly. And again, Rick, this is for everybody out there who cares. I get texts and PMs all the time. Hey, I see you got a show. Which band is it that's playing, you know? And I'm glad that you had me on the show today, because I don't really want to talk about a lot of this, because it's, you know, I cried my eyes out over this stuff. I've lost a lot of sleep.
Cry, baby.
I actually lost some friends over this that weren't even in the band, that were superfluous to this. I've actually lost some friends over it.
That sucks.
The way I am. You know, I don't take bullshit off anybody. I'll punch you right in the fucking mouth. Excuse my language. But don't lie to me, and don't waste my time. And so we get to the meeting, and they're like, dude, we're just gonna do something different. You're taking this thing way too harsh, too serious. Okay. Yeah. This is a business. I'm explaining to them, guys. You know, if those 2 people worked for me, they'd have been fired a long time ago. Yep. But when you're in a band and you have creative minds, no 2 people are the same. You have to be cognitive of that. You have to be aware of that. And I let it go for too long. Yep. I coddled these 2 players because I love them as people. I still do, by the way. They know who they are.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, okay, look, here's the deal, guys. It's a business. You're not treating it as such, or two of the people weren't. So if you guys are actually really legitimately wanting to quit when we're really doing great out there, we really built a good, solid product, then I guess I have to just say, okay, cool. But just understand two things. Number one, this is my name. This is my brand. I built this brand. I own the domain name. So just don't even try that shit.
Yep.
And number two is whatever you guys decide to do, I am here to help promote you. I am here.
Nice. That's honorable.
But do not, guys, don't even get an inkling in your brain to think you're going to take over my band and use my name.
Yep.
One of the people that was at the table says, one of the members says, well, we didn't like that name anyway. We thought it was gay. So we're going to do our own thing, but it's probably going to be a Guns N' Roses tribute. Fine. I'll help promote you guys. Again, guys, do not use my name.
Yep.
And they agreed to it at the sit down meeting. No problem. When we got up, we all had a couple of beers. We got up, we were all hugging and bro hugging and, shaking hands. It was cool. Totally cool. I mean, it was, hey, it's business, right? So there's no emotions in business. We get up there, everything's cool. And then, I don't know, a month or so, maybe. And so the way we were going to leave it in the scene was no one was supposed to talk about this. How we were going to, be with the scene is nobody talks about it. We take a couple of months to the end of the year. This was back late October. We're going to take till the end of the year to think about things, and maybe we can work things out and try this thing again in 2022. Well, I then got the call that the band decided by vote that they're going to go ahead and go their own way without me, and they're going to keep my name as theirs. You heard that in plain English. They're going to take my band name from me, the band name that none of those guys were in the original formation of when this band started. They were going to try to oust me from my own band.
I think I would have had a problem with that. I'd been like, no.
Brother, the only reason I'm not in jail today is because I believe in God's grace, okay? My first impulse was to physically do bodily harm to all but one member of this people I'm talking about.
Not worth it.
Again, sleepless nights, a lot of stress, a lot of duress. People would call me, hey, man, what's going on? I'd tell them a little bit, not the whole story. And they'd accuse me a bit. Well, dude, I got to get away from you. You're too much drama. Dude, you asked me what's going on. I'm just simply telling you the facts of the matter. Now I'm drama. So to wrap this in a pretty red bow, they tried to take over my band name. I had to hire an attorney. What do you do when you're getting railroaded? You hire an attorney. And luckily enough, I've got the money to do that. So I hired the best trademark attorney in the Metroplex to represent me.
Yeah.
We filed for a federal trademark, which we got. It was not an immediate process. It has to go through federal court, and that takes months and months.
Yeah.
But we petitioned for that. It's actually still in the federal court system as we speak. So we don't know if it's been granted or not, but by federal law, once you apply for a patent applied for, PAF, like pickups, once you file those federal papers, you're protected under federal law to use the TM logo behind your name, because that's a public notice, okay?
Yep.
That you have laid claim to that name. That is your name until the courts tell you otherwise.
Yep. So
we are awaiting the actual documented Circle R logo today, which is a registered trademark with the United States government. Well, we are under federal protection right now. Now, the band has gone out. The former band has gone out. They booked several shows under Rocket Queen, Texas.
Okay.
In legal terms, that's called confusingly similar.
Yeah, I thought you guys were the same. I didn't realize.
It's also deceptive trade practice, which is actually, you can base lawsuits upon that in the corporate world. These guys wanted to go out. They did not want to start over, which is what they should have done. I gave them every opportunity to do that. Start over, guys. I will help you. Whatever I can do to help, I'm there to help. They didn't do that. They wanted to just ride my coattails on what I started before they were even in the band. So that's basically what happened. They've done some shows. I still do have the luxury of a couple little tricks in my back pocket that could really, really, really hurt these guys, in court. But I'm not going to do that. That's not going to serve anybody. And they don't have any money. They can't pay me. So
So, but at this point, you've now gone out. You actually do have a whole new band, correct? You
Right.
you have put together a whole new lineup.
Oh yeah.
And that was the other part. I didn't mean for this to be a therapy session. I'm so sorry, but I did want. I had to know, man. I wanted to know, like, because I was confused. Sometimes I'm a little slow. But you do actually have a whole new band.
Yeah.
So and I got to ask. I'm assuming if you put it together, it's got to be awesome.
Well, that's yet to be seen.
Really, the answer generically is always yes.
Yeah, but I'm an honest guy, right? And to be honest, this whole thing that we're talking about, I've learned a lot from it.
Yeah.
Made me even more humble than what I thought I was to begin with. I'm just a sloppy, half-ass rhythm guitar player. I'm not a full band, okay? But what I am is I am Rocket Queen DFW. I am Rocket Queen with a trademark. I am who I am, and don't ever try to take that from me, or I will, if you poke a rattlesnake enough, he's going to bite you.
That's why you get a really long stick.
He's going to let you know, hey, I'm here, don't mess with me, several times. And when he gets agitated, he's going to lash out. So, like I said, I'm not about vendettas or drama. What I am about is to clarify this whole situation for the people out there who want to know, because I get inundated with people that want to follow me who don't know what really happened. So hopefully this will serve as what happened in the past. My new band, now think about this. Think about what I had to sell these guys to come on board with me, knowing what they kind of knew about what happened in the last project. So I had to basically bring them in a studio. Okay, guys, here's 5 songs. Work these 5 songs up. We're going to go to Deviate in Plano. Shout out Nick Duva. And we're going to go ahead and lay these 5 songs out and just see what we got. And they all agreed to do that. This new band, Rocket Queen DFW, Rocket Queen, period. Generation 3, version 3, whatever you want to call it.
3.0.
3.0. And we did that, and everybody was there except our lead guitar player. So I had to play both parts, which, I'm not a lead guitar player at all.
That's okay.
Just like some of these singers out there that are out there singing in the scene, they're not singers. You guys need to go work.
Know your role. Know your role.
Know your role. I mean, be humble. You are what you are, and you're not what you're not. I'm not a lead. I'm barely a rhythm guitar player. Stay in your lane. Okay.
Hey, I'm barely a punk rock drummer.
No, you're actually really good. But so we did that, and I basically sat these guys down, the new band, and I told them everything. Nice. I didn't hold back any details, which on this thing, we don't have enough time to get into all that, but I told them every little detail. And I asked them at that point, if you guys are interested in doing something with me, right now is your opportunity. If not, there's the door. I'm going to continue on. I have not yet hit the marks that Guns N' Roses deserves as a tribute band.
Yeah.
And until I do, I'm going to keep doing this. I don't care how many takes we have to do in the studio. I don't care. We're going to get it right. And right now, I'm very pleased to say those 4 members took me up on my offer, and that is our new offering that we have.
Now, when are you actually going to put this on stage? I already know.
What's that?
When are you going to put this on stage? And yes, I already know.
Oh, what a way there, Rick. So April 2nd. By the way, let me back up before I mention when. Okay. I have reached out to a lot of my fellow musicians out there, and the music scene is a very deep and dark place sometimes, even at the tribute level. It is. No drama intended, guys, but it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. I reached out to several of my friends. Okay, guys, here's what happened. There was a shakeup. My bandmates left me. They tried to take my name, but I filed for court papers. I own the name outright. I am Rocket Queen. Everybody else can, I'm looking to do some shows. You know how many people reached out to me to bring me up as an opening act? How many people offered me shows? 0.
That's a lie. I bugged you.
Well, yeah, but there was no dates given.
No, we didn't have dates or anything. I just said we're doing shows. Like let's make this happen.
Yeah,
but that's sad.
Hey, keep these dates open for us. We're negotiations for shows. You're going to open for us, and I was okay with that. Although we were really a headlining band before.
Yeah,
I was okay stepping down a little bit and being an opening band again. But nobody would. I mean, people would say, keep these dates open for us. And then I'd look on the bill and they've got someone else playing with them. So I thought, well, okay, you know what? F it. I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to go out and promote. And so when I knew that we actually had a product, okay, answering your question from before, when I knew we had a legitimate product that people would love to come see, good money, by the way, we're not a cheap band to hire, just so everyone knows. I can sit on this couch right here and make no money.
Yep.
I make enough money in my other businesses to support my lifestyle. I don't need to rely on band gig money to survive. I basically, that's cigar money and gambling money for me.
Thank you.
And so it is just a leisurely thing for me. But I went out and started promoting, talking up to venues. Once I knew we had something, I'm not ever going to put any piece of shit on stage.
No.
Any project that you see me involved in is going to be decent or better.
Yep.
Because that's what you guys deserve. That's what the crowds deserve. That's what the venues deserve who are there to make money.
That's what you have to demand of yourself.
So, yeah, speaking of demand letters got sent to the other band, and we'll get into that in a minute.
Actually, we're almost out of time. We're going to have to do another episode to talk about that.
Okay, well, let's talk about the show coming up.
I want to talk about the show coming up because I'm excited about it.
So with all of this in mind about we're going to put our best team on the field each and every time, April 2nd at the Revel Patio Grill in Frisco, Texas. I don't know the zip code. Brian Huey, who has Sonic Temple, which is the cult tribute band. By the way, Brian Huey's been a huge supporter of mine, as you have, Rick, and some other big names out there have really been supportive of me and my vision of what I want to do and helping me and being patient with me. So I reached out to Brian. I go, let's build our own show. Let's build our own show. And let's put out shows that actually happened in the 80s and 90s. The Cult and Guns N' Roses. I've been a big fan of his band before I was in a band.
Nice.
I wasn't even playing guitar, and I was a fan of Brian. Kenny Sizelove, by the way, their drummer, who was good friends with our late friend, Joey C. Jones. By the way, God rest his soul. I was heartbroken, but I was in the loop with Kenny about Joey for the last few months, and so God rest his soul. Anyway, April 2nd, 8 p.m., Sonic Temple's going to kick off the show. They're not opening for us. We're actually co-headlining, okay?
Nice. Yes.
We're splitting the money right down the middle, 50.
Nice.
They are a stellar band. They're a hard-hitting band. And folks, let me just tell you right now, if you ever watched the Guns N' Roses show live at the Ritz 1988, when they were at their earliest performances, when they're gritty and grimy and nasty and sweaty and just nasty, that's what you're going to get at the Revel on April 2nd.
That's going to be so awesome. That's going to be so awesome. And for those of you that watched the show last week, Brian was on and we talked about it. So we knew you were coming on this week, John. And so for those of you, again, it's going to be this Saturday, April 2nd, April 2nd.
Yep.
This is going to be a show. And I believe yours truly is going to MC the event. I'm coming out for this one. I'm going to announce the bands. I'm going to hang out. We may even, if I could convince these prima donnas to do a little live, Q&A right before they go on. We're going to hit you guys up.
You provide such a great service to everybody in the scene, not just the bands, but the venues and the fans as well. I asked you if you'd come and be a part of this. And
absolutely.
Listen, you've ran sound for us before when I was in the very first band. You came and fixed our sound at one gig. Always been there, and you're always there to help people. So
trying.
So guys, let me tell you, anybody that's watching this right now, I don't know what you've heard. I don't care what you've heard. You heard it today from the horse's mouth. April 2nd at 8 p.m., you will see what I'm talking about. You will see Guns N' Roses done the way it's supposed to be done. You can just forget about everything else I've ever been a part of, or quite honestly, anybody else for that matter. It's going to be a Guns N' Roses show the way Guns N' Roses was meant to be. And
the nice thing is, if you've been following the scene, and I followed Sonic Temple for a long time with you guys co-headlining, they always bring it. I mean, they are one of the top tier bands. They don't play a whole lot. They are not like some bands where they're out there every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, week after week after week. You got to pick your calendar. I mean, I get it. Some tributes do that. I'm not a fan of that. I'm a guy who, basket case. I'll be honest with you. You see us maybe every 4 to 6 weeks. I'm not going to give it to you every weekend. That's just not going to happen. I don't do this for the money. I do this because
I think I think you water down your product.
Yeah.
And become a cash grab at that point, and I'm not about that either.
They are phenomenal. So this is a show you don't want to miss. This is April 2nd. It's going to be this coming Saturday at the Rebel Patio Grill, Sonic Temple, Rocket Queen DFW. I had to stop for a second. Like, we've talked about this so much. I'm going to say the wrong thing. Glitch. Rocket Queen DFW. And I want one of those coffee mugs when they come out. I'm just saying. Dude, that is so awesome. You got coffee cups.
So, guys, please do come out, support this show, support the Rebel. From the feedback we're getting so far, both bands are getting, and we haven't even started promoting. The video that we were in shooting yesterday in the studio will drop before this show. Guys, I'm telling you, I think the DFW scene needs to be shaken up a little bit, and Sonic Temple, Rocket Queen DFW are going to start doing that April 2nd, this Saturday night, 8 o'clock, the Rebel.
I want to challenge everybody. Everybody knows what a selfie little princess I am, right? And I'm not even shy about it. I don't even care. I'm going to challenge everybody. Wear a Guns N' Roses, or you got Rocket Queen t-shirts?
We don't. No,
you don't. If you got a Guns N' Roses t-shirt, or you've got a Cult or a Sonic Temple, and I think they have their Sonic Temple t-shirts out. Wear it out. I want to see how many selfies we can get with people, and then we're going to put up a page after the show of how many people wore their t-shirts out to the show for Guns N' Roses and the Cult. I'm just kind of curious how many like band t-shirts can those two bands can we get in the house? So, and yeah, I'll be prancing around taking selfies with everyone because you know me, I can't help myself. It's
well,
like
Rick, hey, listen, already started. So I've seen you do it at House of Blues. I've seen you do it at Lava. I've seen you do it at Breast Cancer Can Stick It. Listen, I'm begging everybody. I mean, I have so many so-called friends. If you're really truly a friend of this band and of me personally and of Sonic Temple, I can't speak for them, but they are my very good friends. Everyone in the band, except the new bass player. I don't really know him, but guys, please do yourselves a favor and come out. This is going to be the show. I'm putting my name. Rick Hare's putting his name.
This is going to be a huge show.
Brian Huey's putting his name on this. And by the way, thank you to the Rebel Grill.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're hoping to just get the fire marshal out there kicking people out. That's how many people we want to have. So
don't kick out the guy in the nice blazer. He's a nice guy.
But other than that, you know, he's all right, you know.
Oh my God. John, thank you as always for coming on, man. I love it when you come on the show. I didn't realize this is going to be a leather couch therapy session. I thought I'd ask a couple light questions. I didn't realize I'm sorry.
And you know what, Rick, again, one more time real quick. This is for the fans. This is for the people who might have been confused. Just for clarification. And remember, I still love those other guys. I love them. Yeah. I don't hate anybody. There's no ill will. But guys, this is about you guys, the fans and the venues. We are here to serve you. We work for you. And that will be quite evident Saturday night at 8 p.m. at the Rebel.
It's going to be a great show. Come out and let's see if we can't maybe even go live and get some faces on the computer, on the internet. It'll be fun. We'll make a little bit of a spectacle and maybe have a drink or tequila or something.
There's definitely, but I can't drink till after the show. I mean, I've already been told that.
On the other hand,
yeah,
I am not playing drums, so I can't. Oh, my Lord. Thank you for hanging out with me today, John. I'm looking forward to doing it again. I'm looking forward to seeing this coming weekend. We're going to rock the stage, man. And I'll shut up and not talk all week so I have a voice and we'll lose it on Saturday night. Sound like a plan?
For having me on the show, Rick.
Oh, my pleasure. Always my pleasure. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you that are new, go to Facebook, like us. You can also catch us. We're on iHeart Radio. We're on Spotify. Obviously, Facebook. We've got YouTube. We've got Instagram. We've got Twitter. We've got a Roku channel. We have an Amazon Fire channel. And I was informed recently that I got to start doing TikToks because I'm like animated or something stupid. And so you get ready because this idiot boy, I've got 1 million. I'm going to TikTok my butt off. And you guys can be like, oh my God, please go away. You can also go to my page. You go to inthepitwithrick.com, download our app. It's a free app. You can watch all the shows there. You can also use the calendar. If you're in a band to post and promote your shows, you can also, if you're a fan, go look up bands. I'm begging people, let us do this, man. Let's use this calendar so people can, if you're out and about, and you're like, hey, let's go catch a show. Pull up the app, In the Pit with Rick. You get to see my smiling face. And then we can find out exactly where the shows are. Go rock out, have fun. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. John, always my friend, always a pleasure. I'm not even going to ask if you're going to come back because I know we'll get to do it again in the future.
The pleasure is all mine, Rick. Thank you again for having me.
Always, always, always my pleasure. This has been John. I am Rick, and you have been In the Pit.